So you saw the Java C commands, and the Java C command. You see the lot of the parameters or variables or path settings if you properly install the Java into the into your into the proper environmental variable settings. That's I mean, so global settings. We can check it like Java help versions, Java versions. So which version is Java installed? You see the Java version 1.8.0.151, and it has a Java SE runtime environments, these versions, and Java hotspots, and 60 byte server, and so on and so forth. This was all the versions. So that means you download, your installation, and your own configuration is working properly. That's you expected. And then you have some command like Java help versions. You see the lot of help version. You can get it like the server information, CPU information, version information, and so on and so forth. That's the checked is your Java is properly installed. That means if you have a Java properly installed, then you can got the configurations, the information that you need, and that you have it. This is the version, that's very fast version checks, and all things is checked properly. And then even see all the very fast commands is Java C, and you got the information. That means your Java is properly installed, and then after that you can check it like which version of Java is installed. This is the right version of Java is installed. So Java installation is properly done. Then what we need to be start the hello world programming. That's we are intention today to do it. So that means in the installation part, as I said already here, that's I discussed, there is a possibility. So we install, we set the environment variable, we check the installation is done, then we start the Eclipse, and then Intellij IDE for starting the development. Even though you can not simply notepad to program it, and then you compile the Java C, and then after that run the Java main class methods, and then you can show also the command line tools. That's I will show you later in the command line, but today I try to show you how can you install, how can you configure the Eclipse, the really standard and generic IDE for across the world. The lot of developers, many developers use that. Intellij is the free, the Eclipse is free, and even though the Intellij they have enterprise version and it's the community version, you can use both of them. The enterprise version, a community version, you can use many cases. Doesn't matter what the very special case you need to be get the license from the Intellij. But we will show you how the community versions can start your Java programming. So let's how can you configure the Eclipse into your application. That's I mean, how can you start the Java application, hello world application, how can you run it, what the basically means, and then I need to be clarified that one. If you understand basically the meaning of those really fundamental one, the hello world application, or the main class methods, and that will be enough for starting the Java programming. So what the installation of the Eclipse with Java, that's I means, if you saw that's I already talk about it with this part. You see the one of the really after the installation you got the Jdk structure, and then you have some synth here, and you have the bin directory. That's I will talk about this one already, lib directory, and this is the Eclipse directory. So this is the Eclipse installation. You just simply download from the Eclipse, and which Eclipse versions you, so you can also Google it. You see Eclipse download, you can go to the Eclipse download and then see the Eclipse which version you try to install, as this IDE, SE, and then all things is available there. So you just simply which Eclipse version, SE, Java, you are trying to program with Java E or SE, and depending what type of programming you try to start, and then you can go to Eclipse and download the Eclipse version that you need, And then after the downloading that, we see the Windows 62 and Windows 64, 32 and 64, sorry. And Linux version, Mac version, just simply download the Eclipse. After the download is done, you just simply copy paste the the downloaded Eclipse version into the inside your as the JDK, the version installed directory JDK versions. And inside this one, this is most important, you need to be go inside JDK versions here for really start to the Eclipse. You have alternative possibility, but I will teach you later how then can alternatively you can done that one. But the really standard way, just where you install the your JDK inside the JDK folder, and you put your Eclipse version. So if Eclipse itself is Eclipse directory, and Eclipse has a configuration, you see the configuration directory, all the necessary informations, and it has a features and has a plugins information, all the necessary plugins that the Eclipse had, or just you will try to add in the future if you need any additional plugin. That's I said I will show you later if we need additional plugin for future development or further development or complex development, then you can just simply add the plugin, and then plugin will be Eclipse plugin will be handled this with this directory. So all the information data is there. So most important part, you have the Eclipse, the exe files. You just simply click here, then you can run Eclipse here from here, or you can make it like shortcut in the desktop. That's we already did it in the desktop application. After the desktop, you can go from here, double clicking, and it will start your Java with all the dependency, all the exe file that's required to run the Eclipse. And that's why that's needed need to be like this structure to put it exactly inside the JDK, and it should take all the dependency, all the exe files from the Java, and run the Eclipse versions. And or you can go this one, or you can put it like you don't like to go to the every time into the inside the JDK. You can create a shortcut in the desktops here from here. After the desktops in shortcut created, you can go directly from the desktops. So that's I means from the desktop you have some desktop let's see the desktop is I will show you the desktop. So this is the desktop. You see the desktop like Eclipse Smart. I just use this simply. You can see the properties files where the Eclipse is located, and inside the exe file you see the path of the Eclipse. You just exactly that I said, C just program Java SDK and Eclipse directory is coming. So and here is simply same thing. You can just go to the Intellij, download the Intellij, install the Intellij, and it's create the desktop IDE, a desktop shortcut, and then you just double click it and then open it the Intellij in Eclipse. So I just clicked out, simply double click it and open the Eclipse, and then in also the double clicking the Intellij and open the Intellij. So double clicking, after double clicking is couple of seconds, and you can go to the Eclipse. It will open and specify the specific working directory that you need to be defined here. So it's open, there is no project anymore. You just simply, when the workspace coming, then you can go to this like files to create the new Java project. Simply that's what we did, and then it shows the Java project name like test. You can say test first. So this is one of the projects, that's the Java projects, and you said all the GRE and then necessary the specific. You can see also set the use the default JDK, this one. So we can set GRE and JDK default. You can get next, and it will create, you see the project structure like first test, your project's names, and then all necessary informations, and then libraries information is set already GRE, even though we can edit it from here to add the external jar files or additional edit these jar files. You can select it. If you go to the older Java or newer Java, you can go this way. So you can alternatively set the GRE, and where the alternative GRE is located, you can also set it here. depending on what type of. But I will, that's I said, I will show you when required this information, you can go this one. So that means you have a setting the GRE possibility with Java